The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 24 minutes to go until the opening bell. Yesterday, pretty calm day. Overnight, you got a little negative action. You open on the futures, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and you got about 20 points of movement until about 2 a.m. But guess what? We're right back in that range we were at yesterday. S&P's off by 7 points. We're trading at 64.62. NASDAQ 100, we're negative by 58 points right now, 23,739. And as you see, coming down to basically near the lows of the session yesterday, the lows of overnight. We'll see if this level holds. But right now, you got markets slightly in the red. Not the Dow. Dow up 104 right now, 45,090. And Home Depot right now. Their numbers. We'll get into some of that. We'll jump around Dow, UNH. All right, we'll jump into the Dow. Russell, negative by 2 right now, turning at 22.99. Bitcoin off $700, 115,885. You get the Ethereum negative by 56 right now, 1.29%. And how about crude? Yeah, we hit 61.45 yesterday. We catch a bid, and crude driving down to the lows right now is 61.77. Jump over to yields right now. A little bit of higher price, lower yield. You get the 10-year up by 5 ticks right now. And remember, we get Chairman Powell coming down the line on Friday. So yields in focus. Let me jump over to the 10-year right now. 4.32. So all things considered, a little bit of higher price, lower yield, but 4.32, still well off the 4.2 area that we've bounced up against. Jump over to the dollar right now. Just chopping around near 98. We take a look at some of the metals. You get the gold contract right now, just chopping as well. 33.76. Gold off $1 right now. We check out silver, down by 4 pennies, 37.99. We check out copper, down by 2 pennies right now, 4.45 right now for copper. All right, so we take a look at Home Depot. So Home Depot, take a look at their chart. They're a little bit higher right now. Yeah, you're high by $5, $6 right now. Been quite a run from the market lows. And yeah, look at that volatility. So the headline says it. Sales fall short. High rates weigh on shoppers is how they put it. They're a little bit higher, though. Comp sales grew for most of the 16 merchandising departments. Comp sales grew 1% in the quarter, less than the market was looking for, though. We're seeing larger projects remain on hold as rates remain elevated and economic uncertainty persists. Our customers are telling us they're putting projects on hold. They're not canceling them. So they were able to maintain pricing levels because most of its imported goods arrived before the new tariffs. Later in the year, some items will get more expensive. Weakness in big-ticket discretionary categories like kitchen and bath. Yeah, those are big adventures, kitchens and baths. And they're saying that their investments make it well-placed for a market rebound. It's amazing you're talking about a rebound right now. They're looking for a rebound. Is this what a rebound looks like? I guess everyone's not, holding off a bit. But things have been pretty well, all things considered. Nonetheless, Home Depot up about $6 right now on their numbers. You jump over to Lowe's. They're higher as well by about $6 from $250 to $256. Check out some of the home builders. Yeah, these things have been on quite a tear. You're going to be flat right now. KB Homes, 62. Lennar's going to be up by almost another $1 because you're getting a little bit of a pullback in yields. These home builders are ready. The pressure is going to be on, whether they're coming right now or they're coming in May in terms of the cuts. It would take a lot of data, like the PPI of 0.9%. And we'll see if they can get those cuts in there before that data potentially complicates that issue. And when those interviews for Fed Chair are going to begin, we have Treasury Secretary Basil saying that right after Labor Day. And guess what, folks? Labor Day is only in about 2 weeks. Yeah, less than 2 weeks. Remarkable. Interviews for the potential Fed chairs are going to start after Labor Day. So it's just going to be a constant, and imagine. So they're going to start after Labor Day, and you have a Fed meeting 2 weeks from them. So you're going to have all these interviews. You're going to have the headlines. You're going to have Chairman Powell, and the market is right now still expecting a cut. And you talk about the odds of that cut. Let's see what they're putting it at this morning. About an 83% chance the market pricing in a cut in the September 17th meeting, September 17th. What's interesting is you go out to this is the October meeting we're at now, and the market thinks we're only going to get one cut by October. And this is where you can get some accelerations, okay? We get the cut in September, don't expect a huge reaction, because right now we're at 4.25% to 4.5%, and the market thinks there's an 83% chance that we get 25 basis points. So it's baking in 83% of the 25 basis points, right? So you're only getting 17 of the 25 basis points if it actually happens, which is, 4 basis points basically? So you get that cut, you could see markets come down a bit, but yeah, you get the October cut. Yeah, now you're really talking about getting ahead of the market, and then you come out to December, and there's only a 35% chance we get 3 cuts by then. Market thinking we get 2 to 3 cuts by December, but yeah, a likelihood that we stay at 1 cut by the October meeting. Going to be interesting to see where that shifts. Right now, pressure's on for the September. We get 1 more month of data before that September meeting, and you have Chairman Powell talking on Friday for Jackson Hole, and we'll see what he has to say. I imagine he's not going to. Why would you lock yourself into anything, right? Sometimes Jackson Hole is revealing. Where it falls on the calendar right now and what the economic data is saying right now, why would they jump ahead, right? You got the CPI data that was okay, but in a vacuum, if you didn't have the jobs data, the CPI data would have been alarming. Okay, those numbers are in a 3 handle on the CPI. And then you get the PPI number that comes in at 0.9% on a monthly basis. So that's a big one, man. 230.44 for Amazon. We jump around to some of the movers. Apple shares slightly lower. We check out NVIDIA shares right now. 182.12. Look at Intel, up another $1 to 24.66. Market slightly in the red. Stay tuned, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 7, NASDAQ negative by 58, Dow in the green. We'll come right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's negative by 6 right now. And we jump to Best Buy. So they're launching a third-party marketplace. I mean, how are you going to compete with Amazon and Walmart, right? But they're going to try and do it. They're launching a third-party marketplace, which adds more brands and items to its website and app. Yeah, it's a growing trend of retailers who are using third-party sellers as a way to attract sales, drive higher profits, and draw advertising dollars. But I don't find myself. All right, and I didn't even pull it up. These are the two retailers you're going after, man. All right? And I'll tell you that even the two giants out here, Amazon and Walmart, I find myself, Walmart in particular, right? I know that if I get a product from Walmart, that I'm getting a pretty good deal overall. So, but when you get it from a third-party seller, sometimes you'll research. Walmart has a real problem here where sometimes you research a product, right? It shows up as an extremely expensive product because they're not the ones offering it. They just have a third-party seller that's offering it at a very unreasonable price. So what I constantly do now is I'll just select like only items in store to make sure I'm not getting bombarded with nonsense third-party sellers. So be careful out there. Best Buy noticed gaps in its assortment that the new platform will help fill. For instance, the company did not carry batteries for some older cameras. I mean, imagine this is not. Is this the future for Best Buy? That when you're looking for batteries for older cameras and smartphones, imagine what a small sliver of their business, and that's the example that they come up with, okay? Everything we do is centered around the customer and their technology needs. Hey, your technology needs are batteries for old cameras. Who owns a camera? Let alone old batteries for it. Old cameras. Who owns a camera? And this is kind of one of those stories, excuse me, when you think about, when I say listen to yourself a little bit, right? I imagine there are some products that a marketplace will allow them to sell, okay? But boy, you think about that. Along with adding those items, the marketplace makes it possible for smaller vendors, innovative products to sell on Best Buy's website when they're not big enough to make or distribute. But they also deal with a lot of riffraff in there when you're on there as well. And it didn't offer some items that complement Best Buy purchases, such as furniture that goes around a big screen TV or cookware. I mean, it's kind of blowing my mind. This is the Chief Custom Product and Fulfillment Officer, Jason Bonfig. And his greatest examples of why they need a marketplace are people buying batteries for old cameras and people buying couches and cookware. I'm going to let the silence speak for that one. Batteries, couches, and cookware. Coming to the Best Buy third-party marketplace shortly. It's like crazy. Nonetheless, market, they like the idea. They're going to be selling more products. And hey, you know what? Maybe it's as simple as just adding the products and they don't have a risk. But the risk there is, as I've stated, is that when I'm on there, man, and there's a bunch of riffraff in those marketplaces, you're getting a bunch of less quality products. They're pricing it at a tough price sometimes. And yeah, it can be a problem. So SoFi, they're talking about SoFi in the Tiger's Den. They're going to add blockchain-enabled international money transfers. Instantaneous, right? Look at this run, man. From $8.60 to $24. Financial services in the U.S., Latin America, Canada, Hong Kong. Lending, technology platform, and financial services. So this thing's on a tear, obviously. All right, and so look at this, man. You're coming back to the highs of 2021. Quite a nice round trip. Basil Chapman's up next, folks. And you talk about those symmetrical cups. There's your symmetrical cup coming right up to those highs. And boy, we're doing it with some volume, though, man. That last volume on July, look at that volume. Most volume we've ever done on a monthly basis last month. That's how you like to see it, man. Whew. That is how you like to see it. All right, we jump around to some other equities. Yeah, so Viking. What is going on with Viking? Oh, no, they're a little bit lower. What was I just looking at? So this is Viking Holdings. And they're a shipping company. They're out with their numbers trading lower. What is the one? Yeah, this one they were talking about the din. So what's going on here? Viking Therapeutics. These biotechs, man. Mid-stage trial of the oral weight loss drug. Not happening, I guess. Yeah, so their drug, okay, resulted in weight loss of 12.2% or 26.6 pounds on average after 13 weeks. That compared with a weight loss of 1.3% for those taking the placebo. These weight loss drugs, man. So Viking Therapeutics, you were at $42. We're driving down to the lows of 26. And yeah, you're coming back to test the lows of the week of June 23rd. Man. So Lilly had the same thing happen. Now they're developing drugs that are going to compete with their own drugs. It's kind of like a catch-22. All right, we're coming back for the open, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 5 points right now. NASDAQ 100 negative by 42. Markets slightly in the red. Stay tuned. We're coming back for the opening bell.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So, digging into it, it was the people dropping out of this study. That was it for Viking Therapeutics, okay? 28% of the patients dropped out of the trial in just 90 days. Now, imagine, you're on this trial. They're telling you they're giving this magic pill. It's going to make you lose weight, right? It's got to be a little exciting. You're probably hoping, if you're in that trial and you're obese, that you're getting the actual drug versus the placebo. Either way, you're hoping to lose some weight. And almost 3 out of 10 say, nah, I'm not dealing with this, man. I'm out of here. These side effects are not worth it. I am out of this trial. Take me out. 3 out of 10. That's the problem. Okay? And you compare that to even the Eli Lilly obesity drug. That one, which was only 2 weeks ago. Okay, this article from Eli Lilly was August 7th that came out. That was their pill. That cut weight by 11%. Okay? Now, Viking cut weight by 12.2%. But in the Eli Lilly one, you had only about 10% of the people in this study, I believe, dropping out. Now, this one, though, the Eli Lilly one, check this out, how big of a difference it is. Eli Lilly was 18 months and only 10% of the patients dropped out due to side effects. Viking Therapeutic was 90 days and 28% of the people dropped out. That is a huge difference. And I don't think they do say how big this was, but the Lilly was a much bigger number. Let's see if they say how. No, that's a Bloomberg law. Or yeah, so that's a problem. I mean, anytime you make somebody feel uneasy, right? Feel a little sick, feel just not 100%, you're going to lose weight anyway. Okay, and I'm not saying that's what these drugs do, but if 3 out of 10 were dropping out, right? Ugh. Yeah, so that's a big problem, man. And then you compare it to Lilly, and the market didn't like the Lilly one. Well, guess what? The Lilly one did a lot better than the Viking Therapeutics. When you got 3 out of 10 dropping out, that's a problem. You know, the weight loss numbers really surprised me, though. When they always say they underperform, they're looking for such magnificent weight loss that, you know, you're talking about 12.2% of their body weight. It's a big number, man. But yeah, only if you survive the side effects, which almost 3 out of 10 have not. So watch out for that one, folks. Yeah, and I was reading this article earlier, jumping around. I mean, talk about the haves and the have-nots, okay? Technology, it's coming to your smart mattress cover. I'm not talking about your mattress. I'm talking about the cover on your mattress, okay? And I guess Musk and Zuckerberg have talked about this. I have not heard them talk about this. 8 Sleep. They've raised over $100 million. They're expanding into retail and the medical sector. And what it is the company's core pod comprises a mattress cover connected to a router-shaped hub that provides cooling and heating, sleep and health data tracking, vibrating thermal alarms. It's costing you about $5,000 for a king size with features including speakers, an adjustable height, not counting an annual app subscription that's required for the first year and tops out at almost $400. You got optional accessories in there as well. And then they got sleep supplements at $59 a month. And I guess that's something that you can probably find somewhere else at a little bit of a cheaper price. But yeah, they're talking about, guess what? They're coming to retail, and yeah, it's expensive, but they're coming to retail. And they've turned to profitable quarters in the past recent 2 years. Technology, man. Even on the top of your mattress. And hey, when it comes to good sleep, man, you need good sleep. And cool sleep, yeah. I don't think I'm going to be dropping $5,000, though. Imagine. Then you got to buy the mattress on top of it, right? All right, we talk a little bit of metals. We talk some tariffs. So the metal tariffs, they're getting widened. Baby gear and motorcycles. So you widen the steel and aluminum tariffs to include more than 400 consumer items that contain the metals, such as motorcycles and tableware. And so you got little notice to account for the change, which went into effect yesterday and did not include goods in transit. The inclusion list includes auto parts, chemicals, plastics, furniture components. Yeah, I would bet the compliance burden is going to be Yeah, imagine if you're in that industry right now. Trade. You're an importer, exporter. Yeah, the 11th hour implementations. And this is where, when folks say, there's no uncertainty, everything's fine. Just remember, this stuff is trickling in the economy somewhere. That's, and listen, the economy, the market's on fire right now, all right? But this stuff is trickling somewhere when it comes so late. Because guess what? It may come late, right? So you're preparing for that in a certain way. We've had a lot of these 11th hour implementations throughout 2025. This one in particular impacts every single client I have to an enormous degree, and that's a customs broker. Earlier announcements at least had some in-transit exemptions, so at least importers could make reasonable buying decisions. This one was unique in that way. It's very much a gotcha. All right, we jump around to some retailers right now. Walmart slightly in the green right now, up 0.4%. Yeah, Target, there you go. Target up 1.25%, up to 106.28. We check in on Best Buy, and hey, you might catch a short-term acceleration on that. But can you imagine sitting? I mean, this is where you really want to think about these numbers. Okay, imagine the pay that executives at that company are making, Best Buy. Imagine that they know this is going to be a big rollout for them. Okay, it is. If they're pushing, a third-party platform, access, advertising, all of that, and maybe they'll make a lot off advertising. It's possible. But then imagine that you get ready for the event today. And I say the event, the launch. You're going to get questions on it, right? We just quoted some of them. And you say, what products should we highlight that we're going to be selling? Like, why do we have to have this marketplace? When reporters ask us, when we want to put this out, what are the types of products that we're going to be able to provide customers on this marketplace that we're not providing in the store? And imagine that I'm a C-level executive getting paid probably millions. And I said, listen, let's talk about batteries for old cameras that people can't find. And be like, what about couches that people want to buy with their TV? What if somebody wants to buy some cookware? I don't know. I don't think I'd be saying that. I think I'd get laughed off, and if somebody else said it, and that's what they literally said, that they're going to sell batteries for old cameras because they don't put those in their stores. People need to buy couches with their TVs, so we're gonna have third-party sellers that can sell them couches, and we're going to sell them advertising to be on the platform. And yeah, cookware. We should be selling cookware too. I don't know, folks. I'm going to keep that one in the back of my head for Best Buy. And then you say, and who are we competing with? Well, just Amazon and Walmart, the two biggest third-party retailers out there. Best Buy, you're up by 3.3%. S&P slightly in the red. We'll come right back, folks. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We get the S&Ps right now, negative by just 2 points. NASDAQ slightly in the red. You take a look at the S&P heat map here. You know, the ones that stand out, you got Intel, dramatically higher by almost 8%. Palo Alto Networks up by 6.4%. Home Depot, as we mentioned on their numbers, up by 3.4%. On the flip side of that, Palantir down another 4 percentage points. AMD off 3.2% right now. Google's off a full percentage point. Broadcom off 1.7% right now. Medtronic off 5.1% right now. You jump over to the NASDAQ 100. Yeah, Intel, Palo Alto, the big dogs, though, all in the red. And the Dow's up 175 right now. That's what happens when you get a price-weighted index and you got the big prices trading higher. Home Depot, a $400 stock, up by almost 3.4%. Let's see, Mickey D's, Nike in the green. Procter & Gamble up by 7. Look at these retail, right? Procter & Gamble up by 0.7%. Coke up 0.5%. Walmart up 0.5% as well. Okay, so we got Home Depot earnings, and retail is in focus today. So we got Home Depot earnings, and then tomorrow we get Lowe's, Target, and TJX. And then we're going to get Walmart on Thursday. So we get Lowe's, Target, and TJX, TJ Maxx. Lowe's up by 2.2%, following the Home Depot numbers right now. So they'll be out with their numbers tomorrow. Let's check out Lowe's. All right. So the tough one here is you're bumping up against this area that's been resistance on Lowe's since 2021. But hey, this is how you break through an area, man. And, you know, it's a great example, folks, of sometimes when these runs happen, right? You go from $60 up to $260 over the period of less than 2 years. A lot of times you have to digest those multiples, okay? And that's what we've done. Now, boy, if you're catching another run, if people have been putting off those numbers and maybe we get some of those pullbacks in rates, then yeah, maybe this is the consolidation for the next leg. But you're going to bump up against some area right now when you trade into this 260 area. Lowe's with their numbers tomorrow before the bell. Target, much different story. They wish they were trading at the 2021 highs or 2022. But, you know, what I will say here is you're right back to the COVID lows, which is remarkable in its own right. But boy, the selling on Target is worrisome, folks. That's a monthly. Look at the selling at the bottom. Sustained selling, right? March, April, even May. Okay, when the market was catching a bid, even May, not excessive, not beating what we had in April, but that is a lot of selling. And since the stock has risen, lighter volume numbers. Okay, we take a look at the weekly on Target. Remember, Target out with their numbers tomorrow. And yeah, like I was talking about, you've inched a little bit higher, but boy, some light volume numbers. The last time we had volume was on the week of their last earnings. You put it on a daily. Yeah. I don't know. That volume is worrisome on a monthly. You know, if you're getting into this equity, the one thing I can't say is, yeah, you know, you set your stop right at that nice round 100 number. You know, maybe you're looking for the lows, but we were all the way down to 87. You're giving yourself a $20. You know, this thing can come back and test the lows in a heartbeat right now. We're at 107 right now, and we got volume at the lows of 87. And then you get TJX on tomorrow as well. And yeah, this one, man. So that was the buy, folks. That was it at the bottom of the channel. Shame on me for not getting it, because I talked about this channel many times enough. You know, it's never easy to pull the trigger, folks. Set your stops when you do. You know, this equity trades from 135 down to the lows of 120. You double tap that low on July 16th. And nice sign of strength on July 21st with some volume. Let's take a look at the weekly. All right, we get this big volume bar, of course, from the tariff 90-day pause day. You have selling from 90 days ago, or right at the top of that range again, right? So you sell on their earnings 90 days ago, you get it all back, and we come into the earnings again. Yeah, and realistically, you want to get above that area with volume. Hey, maybe tomorrow's the day we're going to do it, right in the middle of its range. And then we got Walmart on Thursday before the opening bell. Walmart up by 1.1%. You get the sign of strength the week of April 7th, like everything else, and you're pushing the highs of earlier in the year at 105. Some nice volume the week of August 4th. Let's see. So you close there at 103.73. You missed it by pennies, because the close the week of February 10th was 104.04. You got above that area, but you couldn't close above that area. Well, Walmart's pushing the highs right now, man. I don't think they're going to be worried about Best Buy selling third-party marketplaces trying to sell furniture, cookware, and batteries for old cameras. Right? All right, let's take a look at Roblox. We got a question about Roblox in the den for our man Darth. All right, Roblox. Yeah, you talk about a stratospheric run. Look at this top, right? Sometimes it's just not that hard, folks. Look at all this volume we got, even on the acceleration in 2021. Now, I think at that time, they became the most expensive gaming company in the world, potentially. I remember they overtook Activision Blizzard. Yeah, they're an $81 billion company. My goodness. What I'll say, folks, is that so Tommy loves playing Roblox occasionally. His brother Landon loves playing Roblox occasionally. It's a pretty harmless game if you keep your eye on it, right? And it's amazing, the technology, in terms of you can build out the games, right? You can build them out. You can actually capitalize. You can make money on building out the games. It's a platform that they allow. But I will say, though, is that I refuse to allow Tommy to spend a single penny on this game. We have not spent a single penny. Every single time you play a game, this thing tries to hit you up, whether you want a new skin, right? You want your character head to have a new skin. You want this, you want that. Every 5 seconds, they're prompting you for money. And I would say to him, you know, Tommy, they want to charge you like $5 just to use this one character skin. I mean, imagine they're going to charge you $5 to use one character. Meanwhile, we buy a Mario game. That would be like the Mario game tries to charge you $5 to use the Donkey Kong character. I said, Tommy, we buy the whole game for $25. They want to charge you $5 per character. What happens when you want to choose the next character, right? And when I say listen to yourself a little bit, I feel like they're preying on people with some of those costs. They're ridiculously expensive, and that is my very mundane understanding of it. But you're talking about a company with an $80 billion valuation. We'll finish this up. I'll take a look at the technicals, Darth. But boy, that's why I've stayed away from it myself. I don't understand why people spend so much money as of yet. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have the S&Ps negative by 3 points right now. Market just chopping around. NASDAQ slightly in the red by 105 points. A little bit of a rollover in terms of some red bars. This would be the fifth bar in the NASDAQ that we go slightly red. And we're right near the all-time highs, all things considered. I mean, you're like a 5-minute move in this market, man. 40 points away on the S&Ps. Finishing up Roblox. So, remarkably enough, folks, I mean, this is a very volatile stock. You back it up on, let me go for a 5-year weekly, okay? That gets your acceleration higher. Now, it's a little worrisome, Darth, is, you got this huge acceleration that made these highs with huge volume. You're going back to their earnings from, November of 2021. Okay, you do it on back-to-back weeks of huge volume to make that acceleration up to the 140 area. There was nothing like that at all. And I'm not talking about on the volume on the way down with the market cascading lower, okay? There was nothing like that. Now, you do have the volume spike at the highs. That's the only encouraging thing here. But myself, I can't, like you're saying, I'm trying to understand it. I understand the game to a certain degree. It's a very simple game. Kids tend to enjoy it. I mean, when this thing cascaded to lower prices, there was articles about kids not getting protected, right? Sexual predators on that game. I have Tommy, all the audio is off. He's never talking to anybody. You can talk to people on it, though. A majority of their customers are kids, for sure. This is not an adult gaming platform in any way. But $80 billion market cap, when realistically, I think they need to change the business model of how they accept money, because it seems super predatory how often they're asking you for money. And that's always going to be a headwind. So, nice cup and handle. Short term, I'd be careful as you look for a little pullback on Roblox. $80 billion market cap. You got to grow into that one. Folks, thanks so much for kicking your trading day off right here with me. Stay tuned. Basil Chapman's up next. Steve Rhodes at 11 o'clock. Fast Market at 12. Larry at 1. We'll see you at 3. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Thanks so much.